Welcome everyone, and welcome to Long Live the Queen. As you can tell, this is not The Long Dark. If you didn't check out the description of my last video, then you would know that I fractured my elbow this week. And as a side effect of that, I can't efficiently use a mouse, especially in the way like a game like The Long Dark, where the mouse is both the perspective and the aim, where you need kind of that dexterity. I can't move my hand that way right now. So while that's healing up, I'm going to try and do some games that require less mouse work, like Long Live the Queen. If you've never seen this game before, we play a princess, this lovely lady right here, whose mother has just died. And we have to live to our next birthday so that we can be coronated and named the queen. There are a lot of people out there trying to kill us. There's a big mystery. I will admit I have played this game a lot, even though, however, despite however many hours I've actually played this game, I have gotten nowhere near to fully completing it. I have beaten it in a couple of different ways. I've gotten a couple of different endings where I have succeeded. I have gotten even more in which I have failed and died. However, there is still a lot more to the game that I haven't seen. I am currently trying to get all of the achievements, which the achievements kind of track different paths that you take. They're not quite the same way in a lot of other achievements where you have to get a certain amount of in-game currency, sell a certain amount of items, play for a certain amount of hours. These very much track how many ways you've died, meeting this specific person, finding this specific storyline, and so that's how I know I've only seen about a third of the entire game. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and this is more of a visual novel style, with a little bit more strategy into it, and you'll see that part of the strategy here pretty soon. But because it's a visual novel, I'm going to do my best to do some fun voices and narrate it for you guys, even though I absolutely suck at accents, and suck even more at remembering accents for specific characters. This game is actually really fun to play with friends. I've played this game with several groups of friends, and each time we all find interesting and new ways to die, mostly. But playing with friends has been a big way of how I found so many different endings. So I'm not sure if I'm going to play this game a lot with you guys, but I may pop in a couple of playthroughs every now and again, especially since I can't use my hand right now, so using something that is more low-key that I can use a trackpad for is much better for right now. So let's stop me explaining and we'll just jump right in. We're almost home. Your room is just the way you left it. I know it's hard to leave your school and all of your friends, but I've arranged the best possible tutors for every subject. You'll have to work hard this year to prepare yourself before your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. You'll learn quickly, and you'll make a wonderful queen. It's what your mother would have wanted. This is not what Mother would have wanted. She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me. No, she wouldn't. But sometimes bad things happen. We have to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on us. On you. I will be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. Come, your maids are waiting. So, I've played this before, so we're going to skip the tutorial, especially since I've played it somewhat recently. But this is Elodie. She is 14, trying to make it to her 15th birthday, and these are the weeks that we have to survive. We have to survive 52, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think that's how many is in a year. And we just talked to our father. Now, there is one particular playthrough that I'm going to try and get to on this one, but I have never succeeded in actually doing it, and from what I can tell, it is very difficult. I'm not going to tell you what it is on the path that I'm trying to get to, just for funsies, because I want you guys to be surprised, and chances are, I'm going to fuck it up really quickly. So, how about we look at the part of this game that is actually the strategy and gameplay part, because I know you guys will just love to hear my variety of voices and terrible, terrible accents. These are our skills. And these are the skills that will essentially be having skill checks, where we're going to have to need a certain score in certain things in order to be able to make certain things happen. This is kind of like a choose your own adventure meets Dungeons and Dragons, where you're not really rolling the dice and it's not really random, but in order to take certain paths, you have to have certain skills, a certain score in a skill to do that. And I'm not going to read all of them because I'm sure you guys can read them. But there is no such thing as a bad skill. All of these skills, even the crazy ones like animal handling, dogs, falcons, history in world affairs, and, you know, faith and lore, all of these things have paths that you can take on them, and there is no bad build. Each build you make will do something and get you somewhere. I don't know all of those somewheres, and while I know a couple of the first skills that I'll need to get us started, a lot of this is going to be kind of touch and go and me doing my best. The downside to this is, like I said, you only have 52 weeks, and every week you can train twice. You can either train in 2 different skills or in one skill that you train twice in. And you'll notice these lovely little numbers right here and here. Those are kind of the main ones right now. They're going to change as we play. But if it's got a negative here, it means if we try and train in it, it's going to train less because of our current mood. We are depressed. As you can see, it gives a penalty to these scores here when you're trying to learn them, and it gives a bonus to these scores here. So, a good strategy is to use your mood to boost the scores that you want so that you can get better bonuses in them as you play. However, sometimes you just kind of have to force your way through if you need a certain score in something by a certain time. And you can also change your mood, and I'll show you how to do that later. But this is kind of the breakdown of our mood. As you can see, we have 4 columns. Each column has an extreme. They're basically scales. And whatever is the highest or lowest, whatever the most extreme is what your current mood is. So if we wanted to be more cheerful, we'd have to become less depressed or more cheerful. If we wanted to become more willful, we'd have to become less depressed and more willful, because we need to get our depression up and our willful up. This will become more apparent as we go on. We don't have any outfits right now, so I'll explain that once we get one. And classes. This is how you boost your skills. Now, I know what we need to do first. We need to get our composure. We need reflexes. I know we're going to... There's a lot of these. The build that we're doing right now is going to be a fuck you, I hate you build, because it is so hard to juggle the build you need. So I'm going to start today with, this is going to sound very strange, reflexes and accounting. Because the ones that we're going to need most, we're also going to need composure and presence very soon, but we've got a negative to those right now. So I need to get our mood changed. So we're going to start with reflexes and accounting. So what we do for that is we'd go to agility, click reflexes, the ability to respond quickly to surprises. and economics, accounting, treasury, profits, and expenditures. That sounds really weird. It's going to make more sense later. So, we're going to save. As you can see, I've got lots of saves. So we're going to do fuck you build 1. Okay. And return. So let's start our day. So week 1 in the morning, your teacher walks around prodding a finger at you slowly in order to train you in blocking those touches without triggering fear or faster breathing. In the afternoon, you brush up on basic mathematics with the help of an abacus. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of things, and I'm going to purposely call things whatever the hell I want because I've been calling them different things in my head for a long time. What's all that noise outside? Who's here? Oh, it's my cousins and my aunts and uncle. Darling, we were so terribly sorry to hear about your mother, Fidelia. Thank you. You look well, niece. Hi, Lottie! Ah, God, I forgot what voice I was using. Lottie, I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep, Mama said we're here all month. Maybe we'll have some time to talk later. As you saw, we just got a mood update. So now this is how we change our mood along with furthering the plot. So a couple of things we can do is we can visit Charlotte, we can talk to our father, as well as all of these other things that will change our mood. So something we really need to do is to become less depressed. We can also get more cheerful, is another way to change our depression. So I think we're going to go with this one, because it's going to up a lot more things. You spend the weekend holed up alone in your room with your favorite toys. It's childish, but you feel a bit better. Alright, so our mood right now is afraid, which is not depressed, which is the key here. As you can see, we've got a lot of even things, and from what I can tell, if it's even, then it's the one closest to the left. So, we still need to get our composure up, so we're going to have to change that. I believe yielding or willful might be what we need for royal demeanor, but we also have, we can get bonuses to our reflexes, so we may pour a lot into that right now. There's a smaller bonus to economics, but that's not really big right now. We also need to get our lore up. This is part of the strategy that I kind of suck at. Let's start with reflexes. We're just gonna pour it into agility. So the thing with these is once you get them past, if you want to get a skill past 50, you have to get the other 2 skills in the category to at least 30. So if we want to get reflexes past 50, we have to get both dance and flexibility to at least 30. So we're going to be doing reflexes and flexibility just to get a jump on that. Or do we want to do accounting? We really need to get accounting up, so I think we're going to do those again. Since we've got a bonus to reflexes. I think it'll be good. It'll be fine. Let's just do that again. You practice with a jump rope to increase the speed of your footwork, and we get a bonus for being afraid. You study the manipulations of larger quantities through direct calculations using written numbers instead of an abacus. Alright. What's that commotion outside? Father, what's going on? I have come to pay my respects in honor of your mother. You have no respect or honor. It's because of you and your powers that my wife is dead. What? I am a lumen, as was she, and like every lumen, I am willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your line has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. That is for the crown princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, and I have much to teach you. Now, she's a lumen, which I'm sure we will get an explanation for very soon, but I am going to need her, so we're going to let her stay. I want to hear what she has to say. She stays. As you wish. Alright, so we're gonna go meet with the Duchess. What is it you wanted to teach me? First, I will need to know if you have your mother's crystal. What crystal? You see, we fail the lore because we haven't been focused on lore, which is one of our checks. It'll be fine. We're going to fail most checks, especially at the beginning. Failing a check does not automatically mean you're going to die. In fact, succeeding in checks may actually kill you. So, this is how it is. The source of power for any lumen is a particular magical crystal. Once you've bonded with it, it becomes part of you as long as you live. The royal crystal has been passed down from ruler to ruler for generations. It belongs to you now, except that the king may be keeping it from you. Do you have a crystal? Of course. She holds out her hands, lights flickering above her bosom, and then, with a shower of sparks, something takes shape. You reach out to touch it, and it dissolves away into nothing. Oh, it belongs to me. No one can take it from me until I die. Foreshadowing. You need to find the crystal that belongs to you. So, I believe we are still afraid, which is great. So we can really get that accounting up. Sounds crazy, I know. Trust me, we need the accounting. And we need to get our presence up. So I think I'm going to double it in accounting this time. So we can really get that, because we need a high accounting. You study money lending and the controversies involved in charging interest. According to the Druids, one should always return more than one is loaned, or else the debt gave no value to the world. You study bookkeeping and the art of notating incomes and expenditures, as well as how to determine the amount of funds a solvent business needs to keep on hand in order to continue functioning. He loves me not. Lottie, do you have a boyfriend? Not really. I just like to play with the flowers. All of a sudden, the Duchess of Ursel rushes into the garden and points a sword at you. Not at you, at your feet? Princess, don't move! Oh, hold on. Princess, don't move! Alright. We're gonna try and hold still. Let's see if our reflexes are high enough. Nope. You want to hold still, but you don't have composure to hold your position without peeking. It's composure. You look down where your sword is pointing. There's a snake in the grass! You can't help it. You squeak and jump back. The snake tenses and prepares to strike. No! Your cousin pushes you aside and the snake's fangs sink into her leg. Lottie! Too late. Juliana swings her sword and cuts off the snake's head. What is going on out here? Your daughter's been bitten by a milk viper. They're poisonous. Get an herbalist right away. I will treat my daughter. I certainly can't trust anyone here to keep her safe. I'm sorry. I don't feel good. We will be returning home to Merva immediately. Your aunt has a point. Milk vipers are not native to this area. That snake should never have been here. Someone may have tried to kill you. Will Charlotte be okay? I don't know. So, that happens a lot in a lot of endings. I was thinking that was the one where we can use reflexes to jump out of the way, but it may have been the peek down. I think I got those confused. A lot of this game requires replaying and figuring out what you need to do. So, we're gonna talk to, I think we need Juliana. Or do we want to talk to her father? I don't remember. Alright, let's talk to Juliana. How do I find my lumen crystal? Your father probably knows what happened to it. What if he destroyed it? They can't be destroyed. He could throw it away, but then someone else might find it. No, he'll keep it safe. But if it's mine, it wouldn't matter if somebody else found it. It's attuned to you, but you haven't bonded with it yet. If it found a compatible host, someone who was like you in some way, it could bond to them. Alright, so we are still afraid. And our accounting is getting very close to being at that max. So what we're going to do, we need to get our presence up. Now might be a good time to dump some stuff into lore. Need to make a note that afraid is good for lore because we're gonna need that later. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one reflex because we've got the bonus. Let's use it. And then we're actually going to do trade because we need to get the others up higher. You practice solo tennis, hitting a ball against the wall repeatedly in order to train your hand and eye to react. You practice running at high speeds back and forth over a small area, making quick turns and changes in direction. You may now play sports on the weekend. You learn that even the smallest of villages has a central market where locals can trade what they have grown or made with others who have different skills. The castle seems quieter with Charlotte and Emery and Zara and their parents gone. It's certainly not empty, though. It seems like we've got more servants every day. I was so worried about Charlotte after that snake bit her. But her mother said she's okay, so I guess it turned out alright. Maybe she has a guardian angel. Alright, so now we need to talk to Dad. Even though, I'm gonna see what our mood is right now. It won't take long to get our afraid, as long as he doesn't make us super afraid. We're gonna do this. We need to figure out what happened to our lumen crystal. Dad, what happened to Mom's lumen crystal? It's in a safe place. Can I have it? No. But it's mine! Meddling with magic killed your mother. I don't want that to happen to you. Once you're crowned queen, I can't stop you from doing anything you want, but for now, you are still a child. And I think we're still afraid. Yes, we're still afraid. But we are getting very close to being willful, so I'm gonna try, even though I think we need pressured. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Alright. So... what are we gonna do? Alright, we'll just do trade and production to trade into production, how about that? So we'll do economics, trade, and production. You learn that individual peddlers travel between villages and cities, some on foot with packs and mules, others riding horses or wagons. Sometimes different wagons group together to form a caravan. You learn that Sunset Bay, off the coast of the Duchy Mazomba, is a prime location for fishing. Duchy? I don't actually know. One of the maids approaches for your attention. My lady, couriers have arrived from the Duke of Sedna. We have a Duke of Sedna. No, my lady, the Duchy of Sedna is in Talassi. They've brought you a letter and a gift. Condolences on the death of, deeply regret, best wishes. Ooh, what a beautiful necklace. Something sparkly will make me feel better.